So as we stand here today, we pray that the world will know peace. But if that is not our destiny, if war must come, we stand together knowing that here in Vault 76, our future begins.
Okay, I get it. It's cool to hate on Fallout 76 at the moment. And to be fair to both sides of the argument, the majority of the videos that have emerged after the recent Greenbrier hands-on event have shown a pretty ugly game that's peppered with bugs and glitches. Plus, at times of high action, it also has a frame rate that would be put to shame by a flickbook, so it does seem a bit weird that Bethesda chose to show off the game in this state at all. But even then, I can't be the only one who's looked at all the footage and is still excited for the game. Can I? Well, no, it turns out I'm not, because over on the Fallout 76 Reddit, there's a load of lifelong fans of the series who are truly excited for this new online Fallout game, and they've been spotting loads of little details that are filling them with post-apocalyptic glee. So, straight from the giddy-up Buttercup's mouth comes 7 little details about Fallout 76 that you may have missed because you were too busy wondering if the game that you were looking at was actually running on a potato.
You there! I need assistance.
Having a photo mode in a video game is nothing new. They've been around for ages. They let you take photos of stuff in the game, and you can do things like add vignettes and black and white filters to them to make them look like they were taken in the early 1900s or something. But so what? Big bloody whoop. Well, Redditor Grandmech Strider is excited because it turns out any photos you do take during your time in Fallout 76 have the chance to become loading screens for your game. So at least you'll have something fun to look at while you're staring at 3 back-to-back loading screens because you went into a house and then exited it by accident. Seriously though, as fun as it is to rotate endless character models in the loading screens for other Fallout games, having what basically amounts to a post-apocalyptic Facebook memories feed popping up each time you enter a new area seems like a very nice way to remember all the fun times you've had with all your mates. Oh, and also to remember all of the things that you've killed, because who wouldn't want to take a photo in front of a scorched beast they just downed? Smile!
What's that sound? Oh dear.
Previous Fallout games have been a little on the greeny-brown side, what with them being set in a post-apocalyptic radioactive hellscape and all that. The game world for Fallout 76, though, is so expansive that NodoBird over on Reddit has been blown away by just how colourful it all is. And you know what? They're right. The game world does look much more vibrant than previous games, something which, I presume, is due to the fact that the game is set much closer to when the bombs fell, 25 years compared to Fallout 4's 210. This means that a lot of the places in Appalachia are yet to fall into disrepair, like the stunning interiors of the White Spring Resort here, or the lush green fairways of the neighbouring golf course that are surrounded by beds of flowers which pop with colour. In fact, even the wilderness in Fallout 76 is beautiful, with the foliage surrounding Vault 76 often displaying these vivid autumnal reds and golds. Don't worry though, it's not all bright colours and fancy furnishings. There are still plenty of dingy dumps and rundown ruins for you and your mates to explore if the grime and grit of old school Fallout games is more your style. Most interiors are just as dilapidated as you remember them from previous games, but here at least, once in a while you can just stand on the side of a hill and breathe in the beauty of Mother Nature. Oh, bugger. Talking about things looking fresh, what about those ferals, eh? QQ Bear's Hijacker has noticed that, due to the closeness of the big explodey event, 76's ferals look a lot more fresh than their future counterparts. Even their outfits are in better shape than the tatters that their cousins 200 years into the future have to wear. I mean, just check out these two melty boys here. This one has an almost intact miners suit on, or did before we shot his face off, and this golfer feral is so fresh he still has a slightly pink tinge to his skin. Bet he still smells like a radioactive arsehole though. This all helps bring a sense of immediacy to the proceedings. These ghouls aren't people who got vaporized 200 plus years ago. These are people that were probably alive during our characters' lifetimes, which makes things feel a bit more closer to home. Bricks. Bricky bricks. Okay, granted, bricks may sound like the least exciting thing in the world to get excited about. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anyone stare at a brick wall and go, yay, before, but when you're as into settlement building as I was in Fallout 4, or as Redditor Kanga No Names Left seems to be, well, then the inclusion of brick walls brings with it a raft of possibilities. Finally, we'll be able to build proper houses out of bricks when we make our settlements, and not, as Kanga so eloquently puts it, something that looks like a junkyard puked up its insides and moulded it into a house shape. Scavenging items and crafting things out of them looks to be a much longer, more drawn-out process than in Fallout 4, so I expect building a giant red brick mansion may take some time. But hey, that's why you've got mates with you this time around. Spend enough time together scouring the wasteland for crap, turn it into little cementy blocks, and soon enough you'll be able to sit in front of your brand new building and sing, "Brick, da-na-na-na, house. It's mighty, mighty, just letting it all hang out." But obviously better than I just sang that. Sorry. Oh look, a grenade. Of course, you don't always have to scavenge for items. If you're feeling lazy, you can always just flag down some fellow Wastelanders and see if you can set up a trade with them. Now, normally things in the Pip-Boy inventory system can get a little clogged up, which is why Urban Nebula's most exciting tidbit is that you can now mark items for trade. Rather than having to scrabble through your inventory looking for stuff you're not sure is there, now you can mark stuff for trade as and when you find it. This is great for two reasons. One, it helps save time and keeps your inventory a little tidier, and two, it means that when you approach another player for trade, the only things they can see are things you've marked for trading, which means your eager customers won't be able to see the 15 Fatboy nukes you're stashing in your back pocket. Until it's too late. No, there's measures for griefing put in place, so that joke doesn't work. Shit. Pebbling has another nice tip for neat freaks which you may not have noticed. In your Pip-Boy's item menu there is now a slot for holotapes and notes. Why is this exciting news? Well, for a start, holotapes and notes used to get bunged in with the miscellaneous stuff, and that meant it could be a real pain in the arse tracking down specific pieces of correspondence. The main reason this has been done, though, I presume, is because of the lack of NPCs in the game. The majority of missions and lore will be provided through notes and holotapes found in the game world, so with a higher volume of these items on the way, it stands to reason that we'd need to give them their own place in the menus.
Yeah, that's right. Automated warning to all responders. The Mr. Phone Hands are out of control. Evacuate civilians and take down those supervisors.
Okay, so this final little thing is brought to you by Green Adler 17. Greenie is excited for Fallout 76's events, which, whilst mentioned before, haven't been talked about in much detail in many previews. Fallout 76 has two types of events: public events and, probably the most eventful of all events, nukes. Public events occur throughout the map at different times and locations, and rather than being like some kind of wave-based battle like you might see in Destiny, these events are more similar to multiplayer quest lines. Players will obviously need to be in the vicinity of these quests to take part in them, but radio broadcasts will alert people to their locations beforehand. According to an interview in Game Informer, these public events will not only offer the best rewards, but in the future they may be a way to earn newly released perks. Nukes, on the other hand, are the equivalent of Destiny's raids. You can only trigger a nuke once a week, and their blast creates a high-level, massively irradiated zone that makes creatures glow and get stronger. Downing a fistful of anti-rads and popping on a power suit will probably be the only way to enter these places without having your insides cooked, but doing so will be a necessity if you want to obtain certain high-level crafting components and recipes. It's also worth pointing out that this doesn't change the terrain permanently. Everything will eventually go back to the way it was before, so you really need to take advantage of these events while you can. And there we go. Those were 7 little details about Fallout 76 that may stop you hating on it, but probably won't. We'll be giving the Fallout 76 beta the benefit of the doubt over here on Eurogamer when it comes out on the Xbox One. So if you enjoyed this video, do give it a like, do subscribe to see us do stupid stuff in Fallout 76 in the future, and do have a lovely day. Oh, and also click on that bell thing and watch some of those videos that are on screen right now. Cheers, bye!